Hello, I am Brooke Vogelsang, and I am going to be talking about the math lesson that I led and some things like I observed throughout my observation this week. Well, it's actually going to be about last week because this week, unfortunately, when I went in, they were doing testing over math, so we weren't really able to see much of it because whenever we were there for that short period, it was right after they got done testing, so they were working on catch-up work or doing just like their own task. Like it wasn't like very structured today. So last week what we did was they worked on a lot of two-step word problems, and that seemed like a big struggle for most of the students because they didn't get the concept that the two equations went together, or the two questions went together. So what I observed, and I was working with one of the students, was they were working on the first part and they would get stumped by the fact that there could be 7 groups of 10. And they didn't realize that once they get that answer, if the next question was, okay, what if the teacher needed 10 less than the total that you got above? They would not make that connection to where they would start being like, well, what are they asking me? What are they doing? They weren't understanding, so I had to very much break it down for them and be like, okay, so this answer up here was there are 7 groups of 10 people in this classroom. If the teacher can only teach 60, how many people needs to be cut? So 70 minus 60. But they weren't making that understanding of it, so I had to really break it down for them. Another thing that we worked on in my small group that I led was subtraction of like hundreds. So it would be like 562 minus 20. And I had to very much break it down and be like, okay, and it would be like I would cover up the 110th place and I would have, okay, what's this? What's 8 subtracted by 5? And they would have to do that one, and then I'm like, okay, so what's this? And then we move down the line, we break it down very, very much, which I realized is very helpful for them because when they saw all at once, it was very overwhelming. And a lot of them were like, oh, I don't know how to do it, or oh, this number's too big. And I'm like, well, no, you need to break it down by the place value, and it'll be a lot easier, and you'll be able to understand it a lot better. So that was definitely 2 lessons that I observed last week that were very, very, very understanding and good. And it also followed along with this week because I did help a little girl today with bigger number subtraction because she was a little bit behind from last week. She was doing some catch-up work. But that was my observation for this week. Thank you for listening.